We've been asked this with people saying that a lot of exit intent or tools out there that claim to know when somebody is abandoning a site are pretty crude. So they look at a couple of things like mouse movements, or if you go up to the top of your browser, they simply display a pop-up then. We always felt as if that's not a real reflection on what somebody's going to do. So obviously if you open up a tab, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to close your current one down. You may just be going away to do research or look up particular information. If you hesitate on the page, that doesn't necessarily mean you're about to abandon. It could be just that you've had to go and get your credit card, or you've gone for a cup of tea. What Nudgr does that is unique to what we do is it takes dozens and dozens of bits of information and data specific to data entry on a formal checkout and applies advanced machine learning algorithms to that data set to be able to really get under the skin and understand what is the difference between somebody that's happily completing a form and somebody that's about to abandon, and trying to predict that ahead of time. What's interesting about our approach is that we train a predictive model for every single user individually. We don't use a very global, crude way to predict if people are going to abandon. If you've got Nudgr on your site, it's only your data and a separate predictive model that is used to understand your visitors and make accurate predictions about those who are about to abandon ahead of time. So if you think of Nudgr as the intelligence that sits on a website and after a period of training can accurately know the difference between somebody who is about to abandon a page, particularly a form, and somebody that's happily completing it, what can you do with that information? Well, for those of you that are a bit more technical, essentially we're just firing an event. So whatever you do with that information, so that event, this person is about to abandon this form, is completely up to you. Some of the most popular ones will be ones that you're familiar with. So it will be displaying a modal or a lightbox that can include whatever you want in terms of messaging. Common examples of messaging including in lightboxes include discount codes for e-commerce companies. We've seen people use social proof. So if you have fantastic reviews on Facebook or Trustpilot, you can simply remind people who are in that process of buying of why they made the decision in the first place. Social proof has been used widely for a number of years and is proven to be very effective at getting people over the line. So why not remind those that are thinking of abandoning that you do have fantastic customer service, that you do have fantastic reviews. Another thing that we've seen very effectively used using Nudgr has been ideas of scarcity. So for e-commerce companies, if you want to remind people of how many people have viewed a particular product, viewed a particular deal, how many of this item are left in stock, I've seen that on the internet in a number of places, and Nudgr allows you to intelligently push that in front of people that do need that extra incentive to buy. So it doesn't have to be monetary, it can actually just be a reminder that you really should complete this transaction in this session right now. The fantastic thing about Nudgr is you're not just limited to displaying messages. You can actually influence and change the user experience however you want. So it could be adding extra help text to further steps down the line. It could be putting emphasis on particular parts of the page. It could be opening up a chat widget so that you can speak to a customer with a message that opens with, "Hey, we're here to help, how can we help you?" Nudgr provides an incredible and unique level of intelligence behind those mechanisms that allows you to tap into a previously undiscovered segment of people, and that's those that are going to abandon in a few seconds. So you may be asking, well, I've already got a whole bunch of testing things that I use, like A/B testing software, heat maps, on-site surveys. What is Nudgr going to add on top of that? Well, we're not looking to replace any of that. And we are very much of the view that all companies should do conversion rate optimization on this site, and that should be a continuous process. We should always be striving to get those extra percentage points in terms of overall conversion rates. There's a fantastic amount of content and literature on the internet that says why that's a good idea. But even the best checkouts in the world and the best forms in the world are always going to have a base level of conversion rate and not be able to capture people at the point that they suddenly start to feel uncertain about their buying decision. And Nudgr picks out those people for you. So what we're effectively doing is getting bonus conversions. So by putting the right message at the right time in front of people who are feeling uncertain or thinking of abandoning the process, you can get bonus conversions above your base rate. So at the end of the day, we want people to constantly be improving their base conversion rate of their website, but we think Nudgr adds something new and different and interesting to that process of improvement by actively targeting those that are feeling unsure and are about to abandon with the right message at the right time.